for another Dokkan battle video. I wanted to do the level 10 link video on Super 17. You guys know that I like to, kind of like complete, I guess, the world tour with these level 10 link videos at the end now. Now, this character does want to be fighting a super class enemy. It's more so a thing that they need when they're in the double 17s, right? Where they get the additional super attack for 4 turns if there's a super class enemy. Now, this is my 3rd run into this fight against the Gammas. And this is the first time I've even made it to turn 2, right? Like, it is very interesting how iffy, some of these teams are, right? Like, it's like we could throw up, I don't know, the Movie Hero team, and, or some of these teams where you've got Ija or Gohan and Vegeta and Trunks all over the place, and it's just much easier, right? When you start to get down a little bit of a level to where, we get to something like this, and it's just tough. I'm pretty sure we're just gonna die right here again. Like, I'm just gonna have to go to, like, the GT Legendary Goku event, or the normal Legendary Goku event, or something like that. Like, we're gonna have to. Because, it's like, you just jump in here, and you just get blown away. Now, the 17s, I do think are very good. It is a shame that they aren't slot 1 until you transform to Super 17, because it's just like the villain teams need help, right? Like, it's not an overrated thing to say, like, you want these characters to be slot 1 characters, because, like, I can't... This is turn 1 for AGL Super 17. I mean, I just literally saw it a run ago. Like, he's taken over, like, 100... Like, he's taken damn near 200k per normal before, like, he starts building up and stuff like that. So, and we get double 17 on this rotation. I mean, this just sucks. Like, we're probably just gonna die here. Let's see what happens. We're gonna need Gamma 2 to super attack one of the set, like, yeah, we're just dead. It's actually, it is interesting how weak this team is, right? Like, a lot of these characters, it just starts out and they're just kind of subpar. Maybe I'll hop back into one more run in here, but we might need to use some items. Now, remember that the 17s, they could quad super against a super class enemy. They have a guaranteed additional built in, right? That has a 30% chance of being a super. All right, so there's our 4. They still got hit? Come on. Remember that every time they do an attack, just an attack, they get a 17% chance to crit and a 17% chance to dodge. And yeah, 200k per normal for him. Pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. I guess let's just hop back in, right? Like, sure. Like, okay. Sure, man. Okay, beautiful, 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 beautiful. This is pretty good right here. Yeah. Nice. Okay, cool. So, let's just go ahead and get going. I've got some King Yamas. I'm gonna have to just use some King Yamas. This is a good fight, I think, to sort of show what Super 17 can do, but I just like the rest of the team around 17 kind of crumbles. It's like characters like 19 and 20 and 17 and 18 and stuff like that, they could certainly be impressive, but I guess one thing to keep in mind is fighting superclass enemies, villains, of course, are going to take a little bit more damage, right? Like, we are used to doing a lot of these red zone fights where, we're going against all these villain characters, so villains naturally are taking a little bit less damage. We should be okay, because, again, the 17s, they build up dodge chance with every attack they do, so we could very easily dodge if Gamma 2 is going to try and do a super attack on us right here. All right, there's second attack. Here's the third one. This is the guaranteed additional against the superclass enemy right here. And then after this, we should get the hidden potential system additional as well. Remember that the 17s do stack attack, just normal, of course. The 17s do stack attack with every super attack they do. And they also get 30% defense for 1 turn, which can be pretty handy, right? I think the 17s in base, like sort of like the duo 17s, they are good enough. I do think so. It's just that it could get a little bit dicey for them in a fight like this. Because, like, we, look at their leader skill, target Goku and join forces. Like, we pretty much got to come in here with, like, the Golden Friezas. Like, LR Golden Frieza and CUR Golden Frieza. Because, like, Gero and Mew die. LR Super 17 is going to die. Like, I'm going to be real with y'all. Like, we have to use an item here. And I'm going to. Because this is already, what, the 4th attempt today? I got to use an item. Like, I have to. Like, these characters are just too weak. They're too weak. They're not good enough. Let's do this. We do want to make sure to get the 3 orbs for Gero and Mew, so we can go and activate their multi-turn support. Now, I guess another reason I did kind of, for this showcase, just wanted to jump into like a stage like this, is that we will be able to pretty easily get Super 17 I guess the problem is, like, we're just gonna eventually get outright killed. Zero and Mew, I think, are, like, they're a fine unit, but they probably should have been a little bit better. It's like, a character like STR Piccolo, just, like, think of how good he is. And then think of how, like, on some of these teams, like, it's almost, like, not even neat. Like, he's on movie heroes, right? Like, you could completely live without him, or you could bring him, or whatever. If, like, Dr. Mew and Dr. Zero was literally just an exact replica of STR Piccolo, but they're an extreme class version, they would be a must-run. Like, you literally have to bring them, right? They would be a must-run to that level. So that's where it becomes pretty disappointing when they are just a little bit sort of hesitant to make some of these villain characters really, really busted. This team overall does feel a little bit weaker, a lot of the androids. I feel like the 17s definitely work much better, under the umbrella of the Gammas, on the Gamma Android team. But unfortunately, the 17s are not getting the 200% leader skill, so I kind of didn't want to go over there. Oh, brother. We're not... Gamma 1's not just going to super right away and kill us, is he? I guess we'll give this a nice go right here. If Gamma 1 just kills Super 17 right away, we're just going to go into, I guess, a kitty event, just so we could sort of see the numbers that the 17s do, and... Okay. Yeah, the Gammas, they're a little bit too strong right away for AGL Super 17. He needs to take his, 10 hits, or whatever it is, in order to really start to get good defensively. The Gammas, they just blow him away. Like, AGL Super 17 is like he's like not even runnable in here. This is crazy. Okay. Sure, let's just go to like the candy ass like legendary Goku event right here. Sure, man. Alright, here we have a pretty good turn one. We have a lot of support. We are next to Hellfighter 17 right here, who actually has all 7 links activated for us, which is pretty good. Right? That link set, of course, is Brutal Beatdown, Android Assault, Shocking Speed, GT, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, and Fierce Battle. So, I guess let's just go ahead and cook. Let's see what they can do. Again, remember, they can quad super turn 1, against a super class enemy. They are stacking attack every single time they do that, and they are also getting 30% defense with every super attack they do also. It's like, if they're in slot 2 or 3, they really can be quite effective. Again, I have not really encountered too many issues, I think, with how this unit performs in base. I think that some of the restrictions on the character, the HP restriction to transform to Super 17, the HP restriction to get the nullification of Super 17, or even maybe, like, the Duo 17s, they have this extreme... Is this friend level 10 links? They are not, okay. They have this right here. It's the second line. Well, I guess third line down, right? They get 1 key and 70% attack and defense of all allies attacking in the same turn are extreme class. I wish that didn't exist as well. Because again, sort of the best place to use them with right now is with the Gammas, right? Like, these types of characters that are rocking Android Assault and stuff like that, like, that's what we want to use. Not, like, we're not running them with the cells and stuff like that. And it's like, 19 and 20, they're, like, okay, depending upon the fight. 17 and 18, they're okay, depending upon the fight, but they're not overwhelming top-tier characters at this point. No way, right? And it's like, this unit, I feel like this unit, if there's not, like, an explosive power creep, they could be put into a pretty good position, right? Where, better characters can come out that could sort of go alongside them and help them, right? So, we'll kind of see how things are going to go. All right, I might just skip ahead a little bit. We're, again, sort of just trying to build up the 17s. Let's go ahead and see what happens once we bring out Super 17, who, of course, really can be quite impressive. Super 17, again, I think is very strong. Like, you can take the Super 17, like, character once you transform in a vacuum and kind of compare him favorably to, like, the level of performance that the Gammas can do, or, like, Path to Power Kid Goku. But the one big difference is the Gammas and Path to Power Kid Goku, you have them turn 1. Whereas, like, we kind of have to get to turn 5 and be below 70% HP in order to transform into Super 17, right? Which is certainly not the easiest thing in the world to do. I'm going to leave this AGL Super 17 on rotation right here, because he, of course, will share all 7 links once we transform into Super 17. So you see how they're decent right here. So at 257k defense, I mean, they're getting what is it on Super? They get 70% attack and defense on Super Attack right here. Every Super Attack is also giving them 30% defense from their Super Attack effect. And every attack they do gives them the 17% chance to dodge. I think they're pretty decent in base, actually. You know, I feel like I look at this version of the unit much more favorably than many other people do. Obviously, we know how great this guy is, but, like, this version is a little bit better than people give him credit for. It just would be nice, of course, if, like, you know, if their dodge was baseline so that they could go in slot 1 or something like that a little bit more often, sure, but... Alright, let me, I guess let's get this turn. Let's let this turn play out. Remember, we have all 7 links activated. And then I'll come back once we have Super 17 transformed out there for us. Remember, we could do it on turn 5 under 70% HP. I think turn 5 is fine, but the HP restriction as well, I think is bad. That was bad by Dokkan to give this character an HP restriction for transforming, because, I mean, you will win and lose fights directly on if they transform, right? Because Super 17 just becomes so strong defensively without needing to dodge, and his damage is going way up and stuff like that. But it's something where you can't, like, guarantee or account that you are going to have him, which, you know, can be a bit of an issue. So, alright, yeah, we will come back as soon as we have Super 17. Alright, guys, here we are. We took quite a bit of damage, so we are going to be able to transform into the delicious, the fantastic DOKKANFEST Super 17. Remember, Super 17 is very, very powerful. Let's just go ahead and transform right here, and let's get this boy out here. Alright, so, now we have Super 17 out. Now, this is, you know, a major issue with this design. There's a couple of things I don't like, of course, right? Usually, a lot of the HP restrictions. At this low of a health, we do want to keep in mind that we do have a Scouter activated right here, so we know that Goku is not going to be super attacking, actually. Because we have a Scouter up, so that's good. That's good. That means Goku, again, there's no super attack coming in at us with the Scouter up. At 70% HP or less, we can do a Ki Blast nullification. We will absorb it, which, you know, certainly can be pretty handy. But I don't think that there should be an HP restriction on that whatsoever. Maybe if you wanted to do it like the tech androids, where maybe it's like under 34% HP, it doesn't work, I think that's fine. That would be much better than only it working under 70% HP. Just, it doesn't feel very good, right? Being at like 100% HP and then you just get like one-shotted by like AoE Broly. That's not going to feel good, right? Like, no way. Now, another problem with this guy is that he gets 34% damage reduction start of turn. Then he gets another 17% damage reduction for 4 turns, right? And then after that, you're building up defense. You get 17% defense with each attack received. This guy needs to be hit 10 times. 10 times. 10 times. Super 17 has to be hit to fully build up. 10 times. Right? On a character that you can't transform with until turn 5. It's just very bizarre design. And I am not optimistic of, oh, damn, dude, that crazy long content is coming in. I'm not so sure. I don't think so. The one link, Brutal Beatdown, becomes Fuse Fighter, by the way. So let's go ahead and see what Super 17 can do. He can triple super attack here. He does get a guaranteed additional. It's a high chance of being a super after he gets hit. So he does want to go in slot 1. 13 million right there. Super 17 also does get 50% attack and defense with every super attack effect that he does. So, you know, his damage is going to, you know, go up. Defensively, Super 17 is probably one of the strongest defensive units in the game after he super attacks. After he gets a super attack off, he's got to be right up there. I'm just going to use a quick Ghost Usher right here, and then we'll just go ahead and get this one more turn. I feel like we have kind of, you know, sort of seen at this point what this Super 17 is capable of bringing to the table. I do think he's a very good character. He's definitely one of the top TURs. I think that Super 17, this unit, is just going to get better as their stronger options are around them, right? Like, it's very easy to rock, you know, Vegeta and Trunks and their team. Like, when you're running these teams and you could have, like, the Carnival Gokus around and EGL LR Gohan and Vegeta and Trunks, you've just got, like, these very strong characters who could guard and take the punishment of these really big bosses. It helps. But, like, when you drop down to, like, you know, the 17's team, Target Goku, you just have a lot of characters that can't really take hits very well, right? Which it gets very unfortunate. You know, I like their presence on the Gamma side of things a little bit better. But, I mean, they certainly are not the worst ever or anything like that. All right, so we got hit a couple of times. We're up to 377. Remember, he just keeps building up and building up and building up and building up. We can triple super attack right here. We don't have the Scouter up. The Scouter is when HP is 34% or less. We do want to keep that in mind. So, all right, let's go ahead and see what we are getting right here from our boy Super 17. After this, I'll probably just get an assortment of clips of, you know, maybe good and bad moments we saw of Super 17 during the World Tour, right? You know, maybe good tanking moments and stuff like that. But you see, like, when he drops, like, a 12 million right there, and then he does, like, a second super attack, please do it. Nice, perfect. And then another 12 million, and then we could still do the Hidden Potential System additional. Like, he can look good. One other thing this 17 does have, he has a 30% chance to crit, and he did triple super, lovely. He has a 30% chance to crit against a super class enemy. It is annoying as well that Super 17 has so many sort of, like, super class, like, fighting super class enemy buffs, considering, like, all of the toughest bosses right now are pretty much just villains. The anniversary event is certainly challenging. I mean, that could be a good place for them. Overall, Super 17 is very good, but he just has a bunch of, like, quirky design choices or HP restrictions and stuff like that that just sort of holds him back a little bit. The restrictions and the wonky design keep him from, I think, being alongside the Gammas and Kid Goku in terms of, like, the cream of the crop of TURs right now. You know, but he definitely can perform very good. So, let me know what you guys think of Super 17, and let's see a lot more of what our boy is able to do. So that is going to be pretty good. So we should be able to, again, get some pretty decent numbers right here. There's STR Super 17 eating that, because, of course, we know about the very, very dumb condition. Right, you have to be below 70% HP for him to actually nullify Ki Blast Super. Very stupid. Okay, he's able to do this. There's another good thing about EGL Super 17 is, you know, we're giving this ridiculous guy, this STR DOKKANFEST Super 17, all 7 links, which helps him a lot, too. Remember that transformed Super 17 is, I mean, he is basically like a Gamma level character once he's transformed. Alright, we got the I have to put that in the video. We got the nullification with that Super 17. Like, I have to have that in the video, right? Like, we have to get that in there. So this should be a pretty good turn. Alright, let's see what our boy could do. If, for whatever reason, we would die, we can revive as well with Super Saiyan Vegeta. The smartest play here would be to, like, if I wanted to win, I probably would let Vegeta die. We put him... actually, damn, maybe in slot 2. I guess in slot 2, although Super 17 would have way less links active. But whatever, blah, 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 blah. Alright, there's that. One more. Of course. Yep, normal, sure. One more. Of course, normal. Yeah, that's what happens with me. 3 dodge! Okay. You 3 dodged the wrong one. We should live here. Let's see. That's pretty good. He does have type advantage, but, like, that's definitely decent right there. I think well, no, he has the increase from normals. And we do die. Okay. For him to be good. He's just gonna be good. He just wears down as the fight goes on. But he does have a little bit of build-up where he can get effective as well. Alright, so the 17's just doing their job. Cool. Nice. Yeah. I feel like I get their Hidden Potential System additional, like, every single turn. Like, you know, remember, this doesn't need to be a super. Just this being a normal is fine. Because it gives us the dodge. Then we're above 50% chance to dodge. Perfect. We already saw that they can reasonably tank. I mean, we have, like, shocking speed up, so, you know, that's a little bit of defense. No GT, no Android Assault, which, of course, are very important, but... Alright, we're in a pretty good position here. Now we're about to take 500 million damage from this guy right here. Okay, that's good. I believe that he does get 30% defense from those, right? Let me just double check that real fast. Here a W right here. Because remember, we have LR Metal Coolers active available to us next turn as well. And we got, oh yeah, this is over. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Super 17 is too strong for this Cell Max. This should be an easy double digits. Because even if he only takes one hit before, he's going to super right here, right? Remember, this gives him 50, he gets 50% from this. And, I mean, there's a really decent chance we could get more than one. Exactly like this. Perfect. So, yeah, I mean, Super 17 is good. He just needs help, man. There's all these problems, all these restrictions, you know, flawed design, for sure. But he can cook. He can give you the business, right? Like, so far on this world tour, the 55% video was brutal. But so, besides that, I mean, this is, dude, he's living most bosses in the game on this turn. After triple supering, triple 50% defense, he was fine. He was completely fine right there. Yeah, you know, this world tour has gone good besides the 55% video. This character gets much better with, a lot of it is links. These androids are generating so much power from links. But Cell, remember, Cell is not really the character who works great with these guys. Like, Cell wants to work with himself, right? More than anything. We're actually, I would have preferred that super connected, because we would have transformed with Cell in the next turn.